Okay, so it's been a good little bit since I've done a video or any kind of updates on my layout build here. With spring arriving, warmer temperatures coming in, it has forced me to do a lot of track work. And by I mean a lot of track work. Um, the reliability of my layout has diminished since temperatures have begun to climb. For unknown reasons, I have been fighting demons with the layout. Um, Now, that doesn't mean I have not been busy on the layout. As I'm sitting here, I'm waiting on track to come in that I've had to order to replace sections that I felt like would be better suited if I went ahead and just replaced them entirely rather than trying to patch them up or save them. They're pieces that I've filed on and everything else, so their reliability has diminished some. So with that, I decided I was just going to go ahead order track sections as I needed. In the meantime, I have been working on the layout. Been trying to get the road areas and stuff prepped, and hopefully, come tomorrow night, I can start taping off and getting ready to add a road to the very section you get to see here. Of course, I have to do some sanding and everything else, but with that, I mean, that's where I stand at right now. Now, I had thought about doing a review video on the new MRC throttles that I've gotten. I could touch on those real quick. For the most part, any of my Proto 2000 locomotives are mainline running only. I can't do any slow speed switching with them. The locomotive you see in front of you is an Atlas model. It performs incredibly well with them, as do my Atherns. The reliability, rather, I wouldn't say reliability, but the performance of my Proto 2000 locomotives has diminished so much that I actually had thought about abandoning doing just a CNO layout entirely and modeling the chassis system, which is in previous layouts is what I always modeled. But that's not the vision I had for this layout, this go around. And that's just something I'm trying to stick to. So I'm being forced to spend on items that I did not want to spend on. Like, I did not want to spend money on scenery items that I need for another throttle that my Proto 2000s will work with. And with that being said, that kind of goes hand in hand with the track issues as well. For whatever reason, my Proto 2000s detect any kind of change in my track more so with my MRC throttles than they have with any other. Prior to all of that, I was using an old school Troller TRH40. I had 3 of those at the start. I'm down to 1 that has a bad pot for the throttle, or rheostat, or however you say that word. So it's loose inside the casing. It works, but it's loose. When it's loose, it tends to jump the throttle setting to the high side or the very low side. So I still don't get the performance with what I have. So that being said, I'm in the market again for yet another throttle that I felt I was not going to need when I got the MRC throttles. I figured that would be the cure-all. I mean, I got the holy grail of MRC throttles in an the Control Master 20. I mean, those things go for darn near $200 every day on eBay. and they sell at $200 just about every day on eBay. So now to touch on that Control Master 20, I can use it with the Proto 2000s. It's just hit or miss. It's like sometimes they can detect that I'm using the throttle. Sometimes it's hit or miss with them. I get a little bit better performance out of them if I put the nudge function on, but I can't run mainline with the nudge function on. So it's a give and take kind of thing, I guess you could say. I guess you can say I can't have my cake and eat it too with this. But both of the throttles work really well for any other brand of locomotive I have, except for my Proto 2000s. So, moving past that there, that, I think this pretty much sums up an update for my layout right now. I'm trying to do something creative with my camp houses and stuff on the other side that has not materialized yet. It's just more of a rough idea of what could be, what might be, is going to be. Just depends on how it comes together. Right now, it's kind of at a standstill as I'm trying to elevate the camp houses in the church off of the actual layout surface itself. I'd like to put them up on a hillside, kind of break up the whole on the tabletop look of this layout that I have right now. Because at the present moment, all my structures are on the actual tabletop itself. So, trying to get off of that, at least in one section, to where, kind of changes things up just a little bit. Like I said, I'm just toying around with that idea and trying some stuff, see if that can actually be something I could do. Because as it stands right now, I don't know if I can or not. So I've been toying around with that some. And I have been contemplating actually just starting to do the scenery. But like I said, I've been fighting track demons here the past two and a half weeks that have been just driving me absolutely up the wall. It's another reason why I have not made any videos, because things have not been good on the layout lately. I'm just now getting to a point where I can actually kind of run operations, but it takes a certain type of locomotive. And right now, it's the one right there. It's my CNO GP38. That is the locomotive right now. That's the one that does everything I ask it to do without any problems whatsoever. But again, it's an Atlas, so that's to be expected. And I will point out too that with these MRC throttles, I kind of forgot this. I have no headlights on any of my Atlas or Athearn locomotives using those throttles. I don't know if it's the voltage and how it applies, to the rails, to the locomotive, as to why I have no headlights. With that being said, I ordered LEDs for all the locomotives that don't have headlamps. And if that actually works out the way I hope it does, then I'm probably more than likely just do LEDs throughout all of my locomotives. That way it's just a cure-all for everything. Even though I don't have to with the Proto 2000s, because they all have working headlights. It doesn't matter what throttle I use. They all have working headlights, both directions. So, in which I actually toyed around with some lights on my Atlas GP7. I had a working headlight on it. I guess the problem with that was it was burning a little too bright, and I kind of burned it up. So that was a short-lived little, what's the word? I can't even think of it. Um, that was a short-lived little experiment. There it is. Experiment that I was running with the Atlas GP7. Um, so that's where I'm at right now. That's what I'm into. Like I said, I hope that I can get some construction done to the actual scenery of this layout. And I'll bring this up real quick too. Have been debating on how I want to do the scene divider, whether I want to do puffball trees or if I want to do super trees. And push come to shove, I got woodland scenic trees. I got a buttload of those from the last layout. I just don't exactly like the way those look. They just lack a lot. They just don't feel right. They don't look right. So I'm trying to get away from that. And I feel like they're just a massive money pit. So that's another thing that I've been contemplating on, is what I want to do for the scene divider. It has been recommended to use the super trees over top of the puffball trees, but puffball trees is a little bit cheaper to do, and if done right, they actually look good. So I guess right now the thought process on that is kind of just do a mix and match depending on the scenery and the scenery base and what's possible, and I'm gonna try to blend it if I can, and just kind of do like a mixed bag kind of thing with the whole scenery aspect of it. Like I said, that's where I'm at. Nothing really new has happened. I mean, I got the grade crossing done for the town side, and of course, got this here covering that crack, because smooth it will crack over top of cracks. I've learned this the hard way off my previous layout, and so I went ahead and just filled in the crack. I got the whole hill here redone. I got to sand it down once it sets and dries, and finish painting the other side, and I pretty much that'll do it for all that, and then I can just press on from there. So hopefully before the week's out, I can actually do an update on scenery, as it'll be a while before I get all the track and stuff that I need in. Apparently sellers on eBay like to use the snail mail, and things that I've ordered last week are still in the mail and still in the state where they came from. So it's pretty much a hurry up and wait game. But as things come in, I'll modify everything, and then hopefully we can just press on from there. But that's it. That's all I have for now. Do apologize it took me so long to make a video, but like I said, I've been sidetracked with other projects that really just didn't seem important enough to shoot a video about. Because I just didn't want to make a video of me griping about how crappy my layout became because the temperatures changed. Which is strange to me in itself, because I've had this layout build going for like 3 years, and I've never had any kind of performance issues out of my layout until, of course, this year. So, but like I said, that's what I have for now. I will try to shoot another video hopefully before the week's out, hopefully on some better things, more fun things than track work. So yeah, that's what I have.